Okay. So your party on the road with a merchant named Elbreth Hidare decided to stop near the small village to have a more comfortable night of rest, and ended up in the tavern. And there was some boasting about seeing some giant wolves and a great cave beast, and other people have been laughing at his drunken boasting, but it seems they are in need of some sort of assistance. They do at least have wolves feasting on their livestock, so there is underneath kind of the laughter, there is a serious tone of need. And Timothy started to speak up, and you guys kind of gave him an eye, so he stopped for a second, but he said enough that these people are now looking at your party, and you can hear like the scraping of chairs on wood as some of them are gonna stop by and check you out. What
If
was
we're
that
all
you
sitting
said?
at, oh, but is somebody saying that to us now?
Sure.
Sitting at the table, like I'll address them with like, it's been a crazy week. We've just seen some things ourselves, and it sounded similar to something I'd heard of. I think I misheard or misremembered. I'm just another crazy man at the bar.
Yeah, don't pay attention to him. I mean, he said those wolves are as big as his oxen, but that's not true. I've seen it myself. They're just wolves, but we're not really well equipped. We've got some bows, but they're smart little buggers, and they can get to our livestock past us.
Sorry, that sounds troubling. We'll keep our eye out for that kind of thing while we're staying here tonight. But I'm sorry to hear that. Now I'm just kind of like waiting for him to just trying to like dismiss him so I can talk to the party, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean he's yeah, I mean I think he'll probably pick up on that enough to leave you alone. But they go back and they're like all kind of talking amongst themselves, and you can tell they're occasionally uh, looking your direction as you talk amongst yourselves.
I'm gonna ask Javi and Arashi, is that her name? Yes,
Arashi.
Arashi. Like what I think we should probably, if we can, wait till tomorrow when that drunk maybe sobers up and get some more details on what he's talking about. Maybe he can show us what he's talking about. But for now, we might be better off just getting some rest. If I recall correctly, it's nighttime. We arrived here in the evening, right?
That's correct.
Cool. So we might try and get some rest, and then I want to talk to Elbreth, see how he feels about us staying here to see what's up with that, and talk to the guy, see if that problem is something that is paying.
Does the drunk have a room yet?
Does he live here?
He looks like a local farmer, so he might live here somewhere.
Okay. Local farm. Do we know where his farm might be?
You could certainly ask.
Yeah, I was thinking, is this like a countryside where houses are few and far in between, or is this like a village where the next day we could meander around and maybe run into him?
It's a small village, but a lot of it is like pasture and farmland, so there are like farmhouses kind of spread out in the area.
Do you want to talk to
Well,
him and
I
find
think
out
I'm
where his farm
gonna
is?
ask the drunk where he lives so we know what to do when we wake up.
I've made a fool of myself over there. I think I'll just let Javi talk to him.
You also mentioned Elbreth. Are you talking to him now?
Is he in the tavern with us? I thought if
Uh,
he's by his cart, then we'll talk to him after, deal with that in a minute. But if he's like at the table with us, I'll mention
I
it to
think
him.
he got his own table near a window where he can see his cart.
Well, I think we'd wait to find out something from the farmer. I don't want to like pitch that to him quite yet,
Okay,
because
yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna help him yet.
So you find the guy. His name is Doothit, and he finishes off another beer and says, "So you gonna help us with the monsters?"
Wait, who's talking?
Who you said you were gonna ask him?
Oh, ask the, yeah, I was. Uh, am I gonna help you with your monster problem? Of course I am going to find someone who can help you with your monster problem. However, I need to know where you live so I can send those monster hunters to your home.
It's gonna be really funny when we show up.
You
Yep, we
guys
were the
have got
hunters.
all kinds of armor and weapons. Why don't you? Aren't you monster hunters? Look,
No, we're just
we've been talking.
escorts.
We've been talking, and we've pulled together some money. We'll give you your group 40 silver marks if you can take care of this wolf problem.
Uh,
And you guys know that's like not a fortune, but it's a fair amount. Like especially for like farmers, that's a decent
I do
sum.
like killing stuff.
And
And just to be clear, this is Maida. I'm not over there, so I'm not discussing it with him. But Javi, you should figure out exactly what it is. Is it wolves? He said they're as big as his ox. What? Other gentlemen said that that is
let's
exaggerative, though.
let's say well, I am just the messenger to the monster hunters. I need more details on the monster itself so I can see if your reward is, you know, adequate enough for the monster hunters themselves. What? How big are they? How many teeth they have? Can they eat a man whole?
somebody else speaks up. You know, don't worry about him. You know, his visions probably have more to do with the blackberry brandy than giants. You know, all of us have been losing livestock to these wolves, but like, a couple of us have seen them. They're just a pack of regular wolves. You know, as big as any wolf gets. That's about nothing special about them other than they all of a sudden started coming here and eating our animals.
Then I will ask this
I
other
can't trust them.
person. So, is this actually a reward, or is this drunk man throwing numbers around to convince
No, I mean
people to?
we've pulled that together, and I think Tay over here is willing to, if you guys are staying the night here, give you free board for the night as well.
Hmm,
I'm gonna make my way over to Elbreth.
okay. Well, I will have to think about it,
Hold
discuss
on,
it with the
let me say
actual
something.
monster hunters, and I will get back to you.
Yeah, let me say either the drunk is right and they might be wolves, but they might be different kind of wolves that are bigger, or he's a drunk and they're just wolves.
Well, I say if Elbreth is okay with taking a day here, I imagine going to a wolf's den and clearing them out can't take us longer than a day if they know where it's at. So if
It's
Elbreth is
just
okay
wolves.
with taking a rest here, then we might be able to stay. But I want to scorn our first employer here to take another employer.
I mean, he kind of shakes his head like I was hoping to get out of here in the morning. Keep moving.
You don't need more coin, Elbreth? What's the rush? You've seemed uncomfortable all this time.
No
Yet you
rush.
tell
Just
me there's
like
nothing to worry about.
there's dangers on the road and could be dangers here. I just want to keep moving, get to my destination.
Well, we wouldn't be on the road, and we'd be taking care of the dangers here.
But I mean, if you're here, then if you like out, doing whatever with the wolves, who's gonna protect me and my cart while you're gone?
Well, you weren't protected when we met you on the road before.
And
It
I
is but
think that
one
was a
day.
mistake.
Hmm. Is there no way we can convince you don't want a small cut, maybe for your need to stop here?
It's not so much the money. I've already said I'm paying you. You can attempt some sort of persuade roll if you'd like.
Okay. Social skill. What? What would you call that? I have
Probably charm or
charm.
negotiation, but he is a merchant, so he might be pretty good at negotiation.
Well, I'll try charm. I'm trying to be friendly with him. We're buddies. Is it 2 purple dice or?
I might have a character sheet for him. Let me check. Uh, Except I forgot. 1 second. That's not what I was looking for. I can't remember what the opposite skill of charm is. There it is. Cool. So it's actually, yeah,
He's a nerd.
only 2 purple dice is fine.
All right. I'm gonna give him a Elbreth. There's 100 reasons not to do anything.
That looks like a
Dang, that die's
success.
spinning.
With a minor threat. So like he spends like a minute. There's some back and forth, and um, we'll probably just say it gives you some strain, 1 point of strain. And it gets tense for a minute, but eventually, he kind of looks at them and sees their need. Is like, okay, but we got to get moving as soon as you're done here. And you can only
Sure
have the
thing.
afternoon. Like we're not staying two
And we
days
won't
here.
even take a break. Soon as the wolves are gone and we're paid, we'll hit the road again.
Fine.
I pat him on the shoulder and give on. Glad we could see things on the same page. We'll be on it first thing in the morning.
And kind of noticing the vibe of the room, everyone kind of looks to identify that you've agreed, and now you're kind of getting swarmed by the townsfolk, and they're asking you all kinds of questions. Like, what's the plan? What are you going to do? Are you going to stalk them out tonight?
Well, first we need to know where the wolf's den is, and because they're nighttime hunters, I
Uh,
imagine it would be better to wait until the
hang
day.
on. I grab Timothy by the ear and I pull him over to the corner.
Ooh, ow, 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 what's up, Javi? No.
Hey now, we haven't discussed their possible rewards. They're offering 40 coin and free room. However, I think we could ask for maybe less money and something else like weapons or armor or horses or something.
I mean,
S-
potentially we could do that. Do you want to do that now, or even just like wait until we're receiving the award and be like, no, no,
Well,
keep your
that's why
money,
we're
you
in
poor
this
village, instead
dark
give us goods.
corner right now where other people can't hear us plot and plan.
Yeah, so I'm asking you, would you prefer to see if they'd prefer that now, that we'd prefer procurement of their services and goods over money, or
But money would, I mean, we'll still get some money. I'm thinking, do we need can they when we were traveling in this town, did we see like a weapon shop or armor shop or potion shop?
There is a very small blacksmith's forge.
if he's got
There's
something
not
better
going to
than
be
leather
like
armor?
an adventuring goods store, but there is a small forge.
Okay, that's good. So, yeah,
I'm
I
wearing
mean,
leather armor, so I could use an upgrade in armor, just to something
you
metal,
could get some
ringmail or what
heavier
have you.
armor. I could get, well, I'm pretty good with the bow. I think I'm gonna stick with that. You could get better swords. Oh, a horse would be, well, does the cart belong to us? I forgot.
You bought
I
the
don't think
cart and
so.
2 horses.
Oh.
They're yours.
Oh, we did. Cool.
So the cart does belong to us.
Okay, so we've already got transportation then, it sounds like.
That's true. I mean,
So
nothing
with
wrong with
that
a
in
third
mind,
horse. Maybe it'll go faster.
okay,
I don't
a
know.
mouth to feed is one thing
Oh yeah,
wrong
that
with the
is
third
true.
horse.
Okay, maybe we don't need the horse.
What if we get another horse and then kill one horse and then feed it to that?
There are much cheaper horse food than horse cannibalism.
Yeah, maybe we just do some weapon and armor upgrades here.
Well, I tell
And
you what, Javi, if we're heroes of the town, we might just be able to get a little discount that way. That could just be an implicit reward. But either way, I think we're starting to look a little skeevy over here. We should probably get
okay,
back to
there's
them.
okay. Well, you have a good idea, but however, free stuff is free stuff. I don't want a discount. I want it because I don't think we're ever gonna come back here.
That's okay. We'll guilt them. We'll charm them. It'll be fine. I'll
We'll talk
really not
about
for
okay.
your black. What would your hungry child be without our taking care of the wolf den? Let's go. Let's take care of the wolves.
Yeah, okay. All right. We go back to the negotiation table here. And Hobby would say your offer has been discussed amongst the monster hunters that are totally not here right now. Um they have requested that instead of 40, you give us 30 and we would like they would like armor and weapons from your blacksmith.
Oh, our small forge is mostly for like reshoeing horses. Like we can reshoe your
Farm
horses,
tools and whatnot.
or if your weapons get damaged, I'm sure we can straighten them out. We don't have like an inventory of weapons or such like that.
It makes sense, Javi. They're having trouble with wolves. I can't imagine they have an armorer's workshop here.
I just whispered back to Timothy. They're not very. There's nothing. I mean, honestly, I'm less keen on helping them now that they don't
You
offer
might be
anything
able to get
really.
a cool pitchfork.
All right. The
40 gold, I'm
monster
down for some
hunters that
money.
are definitely not here right now have a counter offer of 40, and that anytime we come here we get free food and board for life.
It's maybe once or twice. It's not a big deal.
I'm trying to get something out of this. I feel like we're getting the shit in the deal.
Yeah, I mean they kind of look at each other and look to the like actual owner of the place. he kind of like judges you,
eyebrows up.
like eyeing you up and
Great
down. Like they're not coming back here. He's like, ah, yeah, sure.
Excellent, my good man.
Perfect. We're gonna start a business. Let's start a
To
business and
the crowd, I'm gonna give like a. Do you guys know where the den is? And also, I love the business idea. That would be a turn of events. Let's live here now.
All right, so there's a lot of voices kind of all telling you things at once. I'm going to ask for a leadership check from somebody, and then the number of successes you get on that will determine kind of how you sort through all of the noise here and kind of keep people organized.
I got 3 green dice in leadership. What are you guys at?
I'm at a 1.
Some
Like
of
a
you
yellow
can
die
spend
or 1
XP to
green?
upgrade before
die.
rolling if you'd like to.
Oh yes, I should
I do
probably
not
do
have that
that.
available. I've been spending my XP.
Oops. Oops.
3 green dice looks pretty good, but I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah,
I have 0 ranks in
you're the
leadership.
one who needs to make that roll because I don't have it.
Arashi, are you a presence-based leader?
2 green.
All right, I'll give it a shot. I'm talking to him anyway.
So
I
this
suppose that
is
makes sense.
no purple dice, just plain.
Oh, okay, cool. Let me just left-click them. Yes, okay.
2
Hey,
successes, and
that's
we'll
pretty
ignore
cool.
the advantage because this is not a contested roll. So one thing you learn is the past attacks have taken place about 3 or 4 days apart, and in each attack, the wolves have slain like 1 or 2 animals and eaten the kill. And a lot of the farmers have ended up moving their livestock into a common fenced pasture near the village for like a mutual protection. They can all kind of watch out if all the animals are in the same spot. And you also learn the most recent attack was about 2 nights ago at Teyduthet's farm. Despite the laughter, the villagers appear to have genuine affection for Tay, the drunk. Nonetheless, nobody believes he even saw the wolves, let alone confronted them. Most believe that he was more likely too drunk to even heard the attack and just slept through it. But his
Well, with
place
that
was
in
the most recent attack.
I was going to say, with that in mind, I think he's still next on our list of where we need to go, but I don't know if it is unreasonable to ask Tay to try and be sober tomorrow morning when we chat with him about what happened. I was just going to ask where was the most recent event that it happened so we could look for clues. But if we have that now, then I think, like, whatever platitudes I'd give to the crowd for, like, all right, now let's, I want to eat and go to bed. And I guess I'll continue to eat and get ready to go to that provided room, and with plans tomorrow to visit Tay's farm and try and like follow tracks back somewhere. If they're big wolves that travel in a pack, I think we might be able to follow it back to their den. And I don't want to go at night. They could be active at night. You don't want to be hunting wolves at night. That's their territory.
All right. So I don't think I've excuse me. I don't think I have anything else for you tonight, so you guys will kind of get your rooms and have a comfortable night's rest. I will try to let me double check my notes here. Yeah, this is fine. So I will try to entice you. If you read through the notes, like during character creation, there is an archetype of character that has like a special relationship with wolves, and the first step of that is one tier 1 talent for 5 XP points. So if you think your character might eventually develop some sort of connection with wolves and you want to spend 5 XP, we can have a little special scene during the night.
Well, before I jump on that, because that sounds pretty cool, does anybody else want that?
No, I'm good.
What was the offer again?
There's an archetype of characters that have a special connection to wolves, and in this Genesys system, that's going to be 5 XP for a tier 1 talent, and that will start your connection to wolves if you'd like that for your character.
Just spent all my XP. I have nothing left.
Okay.
I can definitely afford it. Let me take a look at that tier 1 talent. What's it called here?
I'm pretty sure I have. No, I did not write that down. It is called Wolfkin.
Oh, I see. Probably in Wheel of Time supplement.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. Communicate telepathically. If we're gonna show up there to kill them, it might be kind of weird. This is gonna turn into a social interaction where I ask them to leave them alone.
Well, you might not have, much control over it in the beginning. Um, it's up to you how much, like, if this is something your character has encountered before, or if this is only coming up now.
Yeah, if this is like a first time encounter, yeah, I mean, I get you're the GM, you'll figure out how it works, but I think that might be cool. And I have 8 XP, so I think I could take that. I will go ahead and drag and drop that on here. Oh, is that not how that works?
It should be. Make sure you're on the
Oh,
talents
I
page.
think I tried to drag it into active and it's a passive skill. Oh, there we go. Okay, it put it in the right place now and took the XP out. So cool, all good.
Okay, so for you during the night, actually, Arashi as well. You might have a chance to dream walking is kind of one of your people's powers. So if you think that might be an avenue you might explore later, you might be able to kind of experience a similar dream as well without the connection to wolves explicitly.
Also, with the Wolfkin background thing, I was kinda gonna, just so my character has some past experience with it, I was thinking perhaps I've got some sort of small but not mentioned fear of wolves that as like a guard in the Midland, I would hear them, would maybe see them, and I've never had to fight a wolf, but they've always been sort of present in the area I guarded, and I've always had a general fear of them.
Um, Arashi, if you'd like to, you can make a dream walking check to see if you kind of tune into the right frequency.
Uh,
It's under magic skills.
I'm picturing SpongeBob walking into my dream.
any changes on the roll?
Just yeah, the defaults is fine, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, the threat I think is definitely going to be a strain. This will stress you out a little bit, but you can kind of get glimpses. You probably don't get the full picture that Timothy is going to get, but you can kind of wake up knowing some of the same things, or kind of, well, you'll kind of see how I describe the dream, and you can decide what that means for you. So Timothy, you kind of, you fall asleep, and eventually you start running effortlessly beneath the light of the moon. There's trees and boulders above you, and you crash through brush, and you're low to the ground, running on all fours. The forest is alive with the rich aromas of summer night, and the even more subtle sense of passing creatures and old tracks register in your nose. The echo of footfalls on all sides tell you that you are not alone. To either side of you run wolves, bounding exactly like you are through the forest towards the same goal. Ahead lies a long stony ridgeline, and atop it a distinctive spire of stone. Your home. Suddenly, and without warning, the scene shifts. It's daylight, and instead of a dark forest, you rest on a stony ledge. A new scent is noticeable, of a different beast, and something else in the air, the dank smell of fear. A low, guttural growl rends the air, and you turn to see a gigantic, dark form. It rears and strikes one of your wolf brothers, who yelps in agony as the creature tosses him effortlessly into the air. Without thinking, you leap to his aid. Snarling, your fangs close on the shoulder of the massive creature, just missing the neck that was your target. You taste blood in your mouth and prepare to strike again when the creature's own jaws close down upon your ear. Your senses explode with pain, and you awake. You find yourself back in your bed, in your own body, and you are bathed in a sheen of cold sweat. Your muscles feel like they have just been strained by a heavy workout, while your senses are somehow seem duller than you remember. And that's it. I will copy paste that into the chat for now.
Yeah, what time do I wake up
Sorry.
to that? Arashi is telling me
Yeah,
about
I
this.
had
Whoa.
their characters selected.
Um,
They're saying so much.
yeah, I think at this moment, if it's like the middle of the night, if I'm waking up from a nightmare in the middle of the night, then I would just take a moment to like breathe heavily and process it and like stare at the ceiling until I either drift back into sleep or the sun comes up. But I definitely need to talk to the party of this. Internally, what I gain from it is that like maybe the drunk is right and the wolves aren't the problem. Or wait, no, hang on. I think I'm doing that conflation again. Is there a giant? Did anyone mention a giant? That
The
felt like a
drunk did
giant we talked
mention
about.
something he claimed as big as his house, which he was exaggerating a lot of things, so
Oh yes, and did I get a sense of how large that was? Like, if you had to compare it to the height of an average man, I get that my perspective was a wolf in that dream, but
yeah,
do
and
I
it was
get a
kind
sense
of
of
all
how
a
tall it
blur,
was?
like it wasn't very clear, but since your view was
Did I feel
low,
like I
it's
was looking
definitely
up?
definitely pretty large, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm now a little harrowed, waiting for morning.
But otherwise, you guys all get your full night's rest. Um, I'll say Arashi, don't clear your strain from that dream, but if you have a wound, you can clear one wound.
I'm full health again. Well, aside from my strain, but the wounds, I mean.
And it is morning, and you guys all meet back up outside of your rooms.
Yeah, if when I'm like downstairs or wherever with Javi and Arashi, I will immediately like mention my dream that that I think I could tell. Could I tell I was a wolf?
Definitely felt like it.
Okay, I'm gonna tell them that I'm pretty sure I dreamed I was a wolf and I saw something giant like the drunk man mentioned.
About that.
Well, I think we should find Tay. And take a look at his farm now. See if we can find tracks, lead it back to a den. Maybe we can find out more from there. I don't want to burn too much daylight. I know Elbreth is pretty wary to give us this time, so we should make haste toward Tay's farm.
All right, let's go.
You go to where you were told his farm is, and eventually you get a hold of him. His pasture seems relatively unremarkable. There's a patch of rolling grassland crisscrossed with the muddy tracks of cattle and sheep. Since the animals have been moved to the communal pasture, there's not much to see here. But Tay, comes with you and points to a low area between two hills. That's where it happened. His breath, still a little sour from last night's drinking. Um, the carcass of the dead sheep has been removed, but there's bits of fur and skin and a mishmash of tracks and scuff marks all over the ground.
Mm, all right. I want to like get a little closer to the tracks and see if on closer inspection I can tell like if any of them are obviously bigger than livestock tracks and if any of them lead away from this area. I took skill in survival, so if that comes up, I think it makes sense for my character now to be looking for that kind of stuff.
Um, I will tell you without a check that these tracks, the size of them, is normal wolf and pasture animal tracks.
At that note, I will, like, if Tay is still around, I want to, like, while crouched over the tracks, like, look over to him and give, like, a, and you're sure you've seen something the size of a house here? I see only normal animal tracks amidst these scars.
No, I was up north in the forest.
Oh, that was up north in the forest. Okay, those were two separate stories. Um, in that case, I want to see do the tracks for the wolves lead off into the forest?
Loosely, they do head in that direction, yes. But to follow them, that will be a survival roll.
Yeah, well, before I take off after those tracks, is there anything else I'd be looking for of substance here? If you're just looking for werewolves from an attack sleep at night, then you'd just be following tracks, right? I'm not sure if there's anything else I should look for of value here. Yeah, it's not like a person. I can't look for tattered clothing or something. So, yeah, if there's nothing obvious that sticks out, then I suppose I'd just like to try and follow the tracks.
All right, that will be survival, please. It's
With
been 2 days, and now that you rested, it's probably been a third day. So it's going to be against 3 purples.
oh, I hit the wrong button. I wanted to add a purple die, not make one red.
If you would like to, you can spend a
Oh,
story point
sorry.
to upgrade your roll.
Um, well, I mean, I done already did it,
Mm,
but that would have probably been I would have done that. Let me see here. I'll remember that for next time.
there are a lot of tracks here, and kind of going in 2 directions. And once they get into the forest, they're not. It's not like a pasture with mud. It's branches and leaves and stuff that doesn't leave as clear as a path.
Hmm.
So
It
you
looks
kind of
like tracks.
lose it.
It looks like tracks aren't going to be as solid of a way to find their den from here. I might have to observe the land and just try and make some inferences at where wolves might want to stay. I'm gonna think for a minute here. Just because I don't know about the setting here, is there magic Arashi could do that would help in this way? I don't know if this is like system or like
Um,
spells or.
she, I don't believe, would know like any sort of tracking magic.
All right. Well, I was thinking we're looking for them. I had inferred that wolves are mostly nocturnal animals, that they'll be asleep in a den for most of their day. So the idea that I might like listen around for wolves, try to like navigate based on like looking for them, might be unrealistic. I'm just trying to think if I've got no tracks. That's cold. Where can I go from here?
I mean, you can try again, but you're just wasting. Not wasting, but it's costing more time.
Okay, I might just try and see if I can work with the tracks again. You said there were a lot of them, so I might just like go for like try and follow another set of them, see if I can find where one go into a path of their own, try and just isolate one wolf from it. But this time I do want to use the story point. How do I just click this? Well,
Yes, it looked like it worked. So
okay,
you can
and then I
upgrade
manually add that.
your green dice into a yellow dice.
Okay, yes, it's upgrade into, okay. So that's 2 yellow dice against 3 purples.
Yes. And it's
Okay, there we
success
go.
with some threat. So you did have advantage on your previous roll. And some threat on this roll. So the advantage you might. I guess we it's too late, but we could have said like you could have used that to boost this next roll. Um, the
Well, I
previous
know it's not
advantage.
rules as written, but you could just make it so advantage 2 cancels out threat 3 to threat 1 instead.
Yeah,
But
I'll just say just for the threat for now that it takes more time than you wanted. But you did have managed to pick up a trail, and the three of you are kind of now into the forest. Um,
uh yeah, sorry, go ahead.
the rolling hills have given way to a dense forest, and it's easy to imagine a pack of wolves lying just paces ahead through the thick foliage. You've been on the trail for hours when a flash of color reveals an object of some sort in the bracken ahead, and it's a kill, some sort of dead animal, a big one as you see it as you approach. It appears to be a large bear.
I'm not sure wolves did that. So, how do you guys want to do this? Want to just take advantage of the fact that they're asleep, try and scare them off? If we immediately start with a fight, that could be bad.
Did you say try and scare off a bear?
No, the wolves. The bear's dead. He said the
Oh, okay.
wolves might be ahead in like a patch, and we're seeing dead bear. I'm either, I'm thinking, as we look at the bear, that's either to us a hint of how strong and how many the wolves are, or it's that this is evidence of something greater than a wolf here, or greater than a pack of wolves. I mean,
If you'd like to investigate the body, someone could roll perception.
I can wait, hang on. I have 2 yellow dice in perception. Does anyone have one better?
I've also 2 yellow dice.
Uh, Two green.
Have a look, Javi.
Okay.
I don't know if it matters, but I'll be watching Javi's back. So, like, if something would be sneaking up on him, I'm looking at the bushes and shit around the bear.
How many purple dice?
Default 2, please. Ooh, a critical success. Oh, but it.
Triumph. It, I mean, does that, In the roll result, it looks like it just canceled the failure.
Yeah, it should cancel the failure, but I don't know. It's been too long since I read the rules now. We'll say for the critical that you can at least get a little bit of information here, but not everything.
Well, I was gonna say if a critical effectively counts as 2 successes or something, then if that would make sense to me that it canceled out a failure but still had 1 remaining success, but that it counts it as a triumph, not a success. So I don't know if that's correct.
It's basically a different kind of advantage, so you can spend the advantage in any way you'd like. For example, um, you might upgrade the ability of your next check or something with the critical. But in general, the check is a failure. I will tell you that this bear was killed by wolves.
Ooh, okay.
I would like to measure the size of the bite marks.
Yeah, how big is the wolf? Can Javi intuit that?
Just looks like regular wolf attack.
Right, the paws were normal size too, we got from the tracks. So the exaggerated size is either something we're about to learn about or not the wolves at all.
Okay. Uh, I would like to, if I can, I like to scout forward with a little stealth so I can do like a head count of
I'm gonna
possible
elbow.
wolves.
I'm gonna elbow Arashi. You're stronger than a bear, right?
Um, when I
Sure.
said that, I basically it was kind of in your imagination, like you're kind of just worrying about turning the corner and then just running into a pack. So
Okay.
you don't like know for sure they're right in front of you.
Well
There's still
then,
the trail of tracks.
Just thinking we
okay.
sneak. Like if we think we're very close though, I was still thinking that we kind of creep forward, stealth from this point on, looking for where wolves might be sleeping.
So the idea I had was, I go forward with my stealth. You guys hang back, and then I just give you hand signals as we travel. So if I tell you to stop, stop, move forward, move when I move, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So then, yeah.
mechanically, I don't know how that should work. Like, does that mean Javi does the stealth stuff and like maybe a
Well, I'll be
leadership and we
ahead,
don't have to?
so yeah, yeah.
Well,
Well,
my
basically,
question
I'll
to
be
that, I
far
guess,
enough
is
ahead so you guys don't, you know.
yeah, okay. I like that idea. Can we do that?
Sure.
How many purple?
Well, first I need one more survival check to track the trail. It's going to be slightly easier.
Oh,
Um, are you going to try that since you're ahead?
I guess I'm gonna have to. It makes sense. Oh,
It's going to be 2 purples plus 1 black. Um, if you'd like to, you could spend a story point to upgrade that.
I would like to do that.
Then you can upgrade one of your green dice into a yellow.
All right, let's see what happens.
Rousing success. Two
Dun, 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 dun.
threats. You are following it, but I'm going to spend the threats to make you add a black setback dice to your upcoming stealth check. So you do pick up on the trail and you continue through the forest, and you kind of start to see more signs of them like slowing down and spreading out. So you start to get low, and I will ask for your stealth check versus 2 purple, and you can give yourself a blue dice to help you, but also give yourself a black dice for the threat you just rolled.
All right.
For advantage.
Ooh.
So that is up to you how you'd like to spend that. So you can maybe even like gain some insight into kind of how they're behaving if you'd like.
Yeah, I see we have like
So
structured lists for spending symbols on social encounters in combat, but how would you spend symbols on like a basic skill check?
It's going to be kind of similar to social. You can also randomly roll if you'd like to. I made a
what I would like to do is use one of those advantages to give the wolves a black dice to notice us.
that will be two advantages, I believe.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do 2 advantages for that. And then I will give my compadres here 1 blue dice each on their
I
next
think you can
roll.
give one. So 2 to
I
give a
give
black
1.
dice and 2 to give 1 blue dice, and that'd be it.
Okay.
Give it to the wizard.
Sure. I give it to the wizard. On their next roll, they get a blue dice.
All right,
Ye-
so the forest opens into a large meadow. Near the middle, a small copse of trees stands along the banks of a slowly lapping brook, about 150 feet away. The entire scene has an idyllic appearance except for several hunched forms lying in the shaded glen. It's the wolves. No movement is evident among the pack. They appear to be sleeping.
All right. I'm gonna whisper to the group amongst the bushes now if we're all met up before them. Uh, I figure there's 2 big plans we could do here. Either Arashi opens with whatever biggest explosive thing you can do right in the middle of them, and then we're all fighting, or I had a dream about what I presume is these wolves. I don't know if you want me to see if approaching them alone could do anything, and then you guys open if things go sour, or we just rely on the element of surprise and blast upon them.
You are talking about the wrong person for element of surprise.
What do you mean? That's what I'm saying is that if you go first, then you would get the benefit of like blasting a fireball into the middle of
No,
them
okay.
while none of us are up there.
Gotcha.
So how do we feel, guys? Should I go up there alone and see what's up, and or we open with combat right away?
I mean, how close are we?
Uh, about 150 feet.
I was gonna say you can spank them on the butt right now.
150 feet. Um, how many are there?
That's a good question. Let's say a ballpark of like you count like maybe 8, but there might be some you don't see, so maybe there's a dozen.
Shit, I was imagining like 5. A dozen might be tough.
So my plan is that we can, at the same time, fireball arrows and then have Timothy run in and, clean up.
All right. I guess just as a meta question, if it looks like we're deciding on surprise attack the wolves, will this affect my wolfkin ability here that I got in the night? Was that just the dream, or would a bad effect come from just killing these things? Communicate to them
Possibly, like
and may
not
treat
like
them as
mechanical
allies.
effect, but there might be narrative effects.
It says may treat them as allies. Like I don't know, I guess I'm gonna reiterate to the group again that like I feel like I really felt something with the wolves. Like to talk about my background with wolves and that like I've never had a dream that felt so real about wolves like that, especially. Normally the dreams I have about wolves are being ripped apart by them. So seeing it, it almost felt like a cry for help from these creatures that killed the bear. And I want to offer one more time to you guys. Are you sure I can't? Let me just try and see if they react poorly. Worst case scenario, they probably won't all be on top of me at once. I'll try to approach from the side, and if things look like they're going sour, then fire away, fire right away. But I feel like I should try.
Mm, if you want to try, yeah.
All right. Well, I think with that in mind, I'm gonna try and creep just enough away from the bush that I didn't shoot out of the same bush that is hiding my friends. So I'm gonna get a little ways away from them and then give up the charade of stealth. I'm just going to calmly walk towards the sleeping wolves, trying to maybe make enough noise to wake one up.
Yeah.
Well, is it possible that we can all attack at the same time?
Yeah, I
Well,
forget
see,
how like surprise works, but we can say like if it comes to that, you'll have some advantage.
I was thinking that they don't know that you guys are there, that they're only aware of my presence. They might be able to smell you because they're fucking wolves, but they won't know exactly where you are. So, like, I think if anything, I would not get a surprise because they know exactly where I am and what I'm doing. But you guys are unknown participants and would still get that surprise, essentially. But, again, I'm thinking like D&D mind here. It might not work like that at all, but like Caleb says, we'll get a surprise from it. I think I want to just try and wake up a wolf though. I'm not like tapping him with my sword, but just walking up.
Since you're kind of waking them up from a nap, let's try a charm roll just to see how they initially react to you.
Cool. Okay. Clicky. Two purple.
Yeah,
Any
default
black
is
dice from there?
fine, I think.
Okay.
Maybe a black dice just for fun.
Okay.
They're not used to being
Ooh.
crept up on. That looks good. Gonna have some
Oh.
threat to
Okay.
deal with, but it's a
That
success.
makes sense. That tracks for what's happening
Yeah,
right
I
now.
mean, with if your character has had a fear of wolves, like this is hitting you, like how stupid this is, but because you're now locking eyes with a
I'm
wolf.
basing this off of a dream.
Um, I feel like it should be like three strain, just like really pile it on. You're
Yeah, no,
not
fair.
feeling
Makes
good.
perfect sense.
Um, and kind of after a second, like there's some like baring of teeth and like a growl starts, but then after a second, you kind of get an image in your head. Um, the way they communicate isn't with words like you would use; it's through images and smells and sounds. So you're kind of like trying to process it and translate it all for the first time. It's overwhelming. Um, but I have to use words, so like you kind of get the sense like he's questioning why a person is here, and like the closest approximation of that is 2 legs. Why is it 2 legs here?
In a similar way, I'm just going to try and like send an image back with my mind, and I want to like think of the story that Tay told us, like with wolves taking the livestock. I want to think about like uh that not with words because I don't think he would understand, but the villagers rounding around us and encouraging us to come here and like sort of convey the idea that that the villagers want you to stop killing their livestock, and if it's like the root of a different problem or like essentially I'm just sort of laying out to the wolves why we were sent here and if there's a problem they have or if they are the problem.
Yes.
Essentially, I'm saying if it offends them, I'm ready for that. But I'm telling them, like, we were sent here to stop you killing livestock.
Um, you're kind of stumbling your way through this, trying your best. Uh, I would like a negotiation check,
Cool. Uh,
but it might be
against
easier.
against what difficulty?
Give me 1 second.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Sorry, I thought my mic in Discord wasn't light enough.
Just one purple dice.
Okay. All right,
And
all
it
right.
canceled out your threat too. Um, so you get images and flashes that their hunting ground has been taken over by something. They're not used to being forced this far south towards the village. They don't like being close to people, close to 2 legs. But a pair of large bears moved into their den, and they caught the smaller female while she was out foraging and killed her. But the larger male is still in their den, and now it's angry.
I'm going to like put my left hand holding my shield to my chest and like my sword in the air as like a I'll do it. I'm swearing a quest on it. I don't know if they understand it because I just did how this Wolfkin thing works, but I try my best to convey that I'm gonna take care of this for them, and then I will like turn to go back to my party and tell them so I agreed to do a quest for the wolves. We're now on a quest for the wolves.
Timothy, I need you to focus and actually, be ready to kill these wolves. I don't need you to
Look,
be lying to me if you're
Javi,
scared.
Javi, look, they're awake. They're awake. They're not attacking us. I'm gonna point back to the wolves there. I don't know if any of them followed me or whatever, but we're only like 100 feet away. If we could tell they were
They're
sleeping, I
all looking
imagine they
at
could
you.
see. Yeah. Look, they're gonna do the look. I've pointed us out to them, and they're not attacking. These wolves are fine. These wolves weren't the problem,
Maybe they
which means
might
what it.
You
you.
walked up. You walked up to a wolf. You talked to it, and I say that in quotations.
Actually, we just made
Yeah,
eye contact.
You just made eye contact, so not
Really
even words
powerful
were
eye contact.
said.
Javi, I just dreamed in his eyes. I'm having a crazy week. We just traveled across the world like a few days
and
ago.
I think we have to put this man down. I think he's lost his damn mind.
But the first half of my dream was correct, Javi. These had to be the wolves that I dreamed about, which means the second half of my dream might also be correct in that we have to go kill a dark, shadowy figure before it comes. It pushed the wolves south. It could come down here next. Who knows when that beast will need to eat and when its hunger will be pushed to here?
Okay, I'm gonna need you to go back to the wolves and ask them what are they offering for this mission.
The wolves have 40 silver for you.
I was going to say they're offering not fighting 12 wolves, 12 or maybe more
That's
wolves.
not an offer. I feel like we could take on 12 wolves. I
And
need to go
hold
over
on,
there
let
and
me
give me
stop
a
you there.
proper offer.
Are
Ain't
you
no way.
sure? Look, I don't
I'm
know if this is
serious. You
something,
need to go back over there and come back with a better offer.
I don't know if this is
I want 3
something
of their firstborn.
that old Timmy would know here, but I think that at minimum 12 wolves is 4 wolves on each of us, and they fight with pack tactics. I think that is almost certain death, Avi.
I think you're not using this mythical, magical, whatever wolf power you think you have. Okay. If you can communicate with them, I need a offer, because if we go back to the humans, actual people, and tell them, hey, we talked to the wolves, they said they'll leave us alone because we built a.
No, all we have to do is take care of the wolves' problems. They'll hunt in the north again, and then we can tell them we took care of the wolves. They'll have no idea that we didn't kill them. I imagine
It
if we
will.
wait, if we bring back a piece of the beast that these wolves were afraid of, it'll make Tay look like he wasn't a liar at all. Who knows what Tay will give us in response for that validation? We have to go see this beast.
I look at my other patriot here, who's insane of mine.
Yes, also, I think you were about to say something before I suggested bringing back a piece of the monster. What's your concern, Arashi?
Now they are wolves and they are kind of feral, so they could just tell you that they're not gonna hunt, but they could just hunt because they're wolves and that's what they do.
In that case, if we killed the beast they're scared of, then we'll come back. But I think I can take their word for it. I was alone amongst their whole pack. I guess I could
That
see
would
if
be
some wolves would
reluctant.
want to come with us, but it seems as though you
I don't
couldn't
want
trust them.
to with us. Yeah, nah. You know what? We can go see if the thing exists.
Javi, does that sound amicable to you? I doubt I can negotiate payment from the wolves. I'm not sure they even understand what it
I
means,
mean,
my friend.
I'm still in favor of taking at least 2 of their firstborn.
And also, just making sure I'm remembering correctly, they said that one of their own is being held captive by the monster.
I don't think I said that, but
Oh, okay. I thought you
it
mentioned
probably
something about
did
a
kill
girl.
some
You
wolves.
mentioned something about a girl that like
Uh,
was at the
One of the pair, the smaller female bear, was killed.
Oh, smaller female bear was killed. Okay, missed it. Gotcha. Okay, so I was just about to drop that detail, and I was like, wait, I don't think that was a firm detail of that. Okay. Um, yeah. Well, to that end, I think the wolves might be appreciative of it. Like right now they're having hunters sent after them. Who knows what long-term effects this could have if we're
Or
willing to
wolf.
help creatures of the wood. Who knows how long we could be out here? That it spoke in my mind, Javi.
That wasn't Javi, that was Rafi. They're wolves.
They are wolves.
Uh,
Okay, well,
How am I supposed to trust a wolf just
that's
because
my
you've seen it in
question.
some hallucination?
Again, because there are a pack of 12 to 18 wolves less than 100 feet away that are looking at us right now that could have
Okay,
easily attacked, that could
hang
have
on.
easily killed me, and neither of them
Here,
are doing
here
so.
is how I would know that you are 100% telling the truth and we can believe these wolves. I want you to go back over there and kiss one on the nose. If you could do that, then I believe you. We could go get a shadow thingy, whatever.
I'm going to look very serious at Javi and say, I am very scared to do that, and I don't know how this power works, but I will
Well,
go over there and maybe
this
try to
is
pet one.
I would you believe if I went to a tree and said, "Hey, this tree just told me
Okay,
that I need
okay.
to go all the way somewhere.
Javi,
You got to show me proof."
your concerns are fair. I'm gonna like march back toward the wolves and uh if they're still like amicable to speak with me, I want to like think at one again and just sort of imagine Javi terrified by wolves. It may not be true, but I'm imagining, him being cornered and scared by a bunch of wolves, and then he pets one and it makes him feel a lot better. Does that convey what I'm trying to say?
Um, kind of, yeah. And also, they ask you a question in their own way, is kind of like you see kind of yourself in their mind. You smell your own smell, and like they're in essence like asking you what's on your arm, and like seem to be asking about your shield.
What is on my arm? Oh, the shield? Hmm. Um, how do I explain a shield? I I guess the best thing I could do to explain a shield, I'm gonna step back from him so this doesn't look like aggression, but I'm gonna like hold the shield up in front of me as though I were blocking something and then slap my sword against it real hard, like to note the noise and the fact that it took the hit.
Yeah, they jump for a second.
Protect, I think, as one word and see if that comes across.
Um, so to maybe either charm
I
or
want to reach an
negotiation
unarmed hand out for the
to
for the pet to
yes,
see if he'll let me pet him. I'll go
charm
with
or
charm.
negotiation.
I don't feel like I'm asking this for that, so if charm is all good.
Uh,
At normal or
yeah, normal to
it's like I want to touch him and I just scared him, so it would make sense if it's harder.
yeah, maybe add a black if you can, a setback dice.
Okay.
Oh, lots of successes.
Okay. All right. Maybe he's like a golden retriever. I'm scruffing his ears and he's licking my
Yeah,
face.
one of them approaches you and like walks around you in a circle and kind of like jumps on its hind paws and puts its front paws on your shield.
This is scary, by the way. I'm
Yeah.
terrified. But
um, and you get a series of images, um, and they say, "You're funny. We're gonna call you Twig for Paw."
I love it. I'm giving him like a scruff hug, and I look over at Javi with like a look of wonderment on my face, pointing at the wolf.
Oh, this was awkward because when he looks at me, you see me with an arrow already pulled and ready to go.
Say, I have a fireball ready.
Guys,
Because
look,
as
it's
soon as I
chill.
saw that wolf get on top of you, I was like, "Oh, we got to
Guys,
kill it
it's
now."
chill. We're friends. It's chill.
The wolves
I've
might
been like,
pick up on the vibe and kind of get out of there a little bit.
well, I did give them the
Yeah,
image
yeah.
that they're scared, but so with that, before we sour this at all, I'm gonna go back to the group. Like, are you happy now, Javi? Can we go? They're talking to me.
All right, let's just go. I don't even know what this is. All right,
Oh,
Yeah.
I
let's go.
suppose I should have asked them where it is. Do you think they could have, like, through all the sights and memories and smells,
Yeah,
that
there's
I
a
perhaps picked
series
up
of
on that?
images of a ridge on a hill, and you can kind of see it to the north, like poking above the trees.
Okay, if we have time, I don't know what day it is, or
It has
the
been
time
some
of day
time,
is. Um,
and it took some time to get here, so Elbreth would probably prefer you return.
hmm, well, well, What do you guys think? Well, I guess thinking realistically, less caring about what Elbreth thinks and more about the time of day. Will we have time to go there and come back before nightfall, or will we be sleeping in the woods?
You could return to the village for sure. You probably wouldn't be able to travel much.
Cool. Hopefully we'll have something. Wait, I'm sorry. So you said we would be sleeping in the woods, or
No,
we'd arrive in town,
you
but we'd have
definitely get
to.
to the village, but you know, depending on how late
Cool.
it is.
I
Yeah.
think when we drag back the head of this beast, maybe Elbreth will maybe we can give Elbreth the head of the beast to sell or something. We'll make it up to Elbreth. And I think if the party's amicable to it, if they'd follow me, I want to essentially start marching toward the ridge, convey to them that I've seen where it is and I know where we need to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's easily done enough. You kind of have a landmark to look for. Um, you head that way. It's several more miles out, so it's marching through the forest. Uh, and you get there. The ridgeline forms a stony crest against a sky darkening with storm clouds. Near the center of the ridge is a stand of rocks, and there, against the darkness of what might be a cave, you see a faint trace of movement. The only obvious path up the ridge is to the west, but that gentle, grass-covered slope is easily exposed to the view of whatever might be up there. To the east, there's plenty of cover among the rocks, but it's a perilous climb of at least 40 feet to the top.
I don't know that I'm a climber.
I also want to note that like fall damage is like ridiculous in this system. Uh,
I mean, that's fair. We're fully geared. Falling would be devastating.
that's probably true. So there, yeah, there's a safe path, but that's exposed, and then there's a climbing path.
Made a question just so I know if my character would be skilled at it. What would you use to climb?
It's going to be athletics.
Athletic. I mean, I've got incredible athletics. I would probably be decent to toss a rope up there or try. Wait a minute. That would mean, do you think I could try to climb it and then tie a rope at the top and then they could have anybody who's less athletic could try and climb up after me using that rope?
Yeah, they definitely get some help, but
That might be able to give us the.
you're
Sorry, go
climbing
on.
closer to where the top of the cave might be.
Yeah, the plan in my head was if we want to try and get the same sort of sneak attack, that opportunity that we had on the wolves, then we might be able to stay out of the open and climb up the unexposed side of this rock wall here, and then we can get those sneak attacks. I've got the decent ability to climb. I might be able to free climb up the wall there. It would be risky. I don't know. It'd be very risky, but we might be able to free climb up that wall, and then I could put down a rope at the top there. You guys want to do that, or just risk being in the open and rather try to, I guess, quietly walk up there without, disturbing rocks that'll wake him up or what have you?
Uh, I mean, I wait. What would we have to roll to do that?
Um,
Athletics for me to climb up there. I imagine athletics for you guys too.
I would lower the difficulty um, to only a single purple with a rope,
Okay,
but
'cause
it'd
I
still
only
be
have 2 in
athletics.
athletics, so it's a
Yeah,
50-50
then-
shot.
Rashi, you said you're also too.
yeah, too. More about
Well, it might
let me
be
throw
risky.
something kind of person.
It was just saying fall damage is punishing. So if we don't want to tempt fate here, and immediately I'll die trying to scale a rock wall. I guess we could. We could just take the safer path that's out in the open and fight something with no surprise if we have to. So are we feeling bold? What are we thinking?
I'm always feeling bold.
Sure.
was hoping you guys would be a voice of reason for me here.
Well,
Um,
in this case, it might be safer. We'll see.
like I've got 2 yellow, 1 green on athletics, so and I want the element of surprise. It might be cool to just blast this thing with a fireball and add an arrow at the same time, and I'll just charge in yelling. So,
I
if I
mean, maybe
could
you can
possibly
climb by
climb up.
yourself. Do you want to try it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That I was gonna try and free climb up there and then tie a rope at the top. What would be the difficulty on that?
The difficulty to climb is going to be 3 purples.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna dust my hands off. All
You're
right,
rolling
all
good.
right, all right. When I arrive to the top, I'm definitely immediately tying off a rope around if I can find like a good heavy boulder for it to grab on to.
Yes.
Do I need to
While you're up here, I
test
might
my
ask you
ability
for
to
a
tie a
stealth
knot?
check.
Yes, okay, okay. Also, just when I arrive to the top, my immediate surroundings, is there like a bush I could try to crouch down in behind? What
Yeah,
am I
there's
seeing
some rocks,
immediately?
a little bit of foliage. Like I will throw you up here so you can kind of see. I think that
Cool.
gives everyone the ability to see.
Oh, I see. Holy cow. Um, yeah, I think hugged up
I,
against this rock here near those bushes,
yeah, I
I'm
mean,
just gonna
there's
try
probably
and
like
be real quiet,
more
wedging a
cover
rope
than
into
this,
these
but
rocks. Yeah, but I understand my proximity. That if this be if I can see it right there, is it asleep?
uh, it does not appear to be sleeping right now.
Gotcha. Okay, well, if he's not looking right at me, then I'm gonna try and hunker down, stay small, look like I can blend into the environment, hide behind something. How many dice?
2 purple.
All right, here we go.
Uh-oh.
Oh, can I retroactively use it? No, story points don't work like that. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh, what can I use advantages on in this scenario here?
Um, this is
So
probably
failure.
still in social encounters, so maybe like add a black to the bear's next check, or kind of call out something and add a blue to an ally's next check.
Um, okay. I'm thinking I want to add a black die to the bear's check. Do you think I have time to tie off the rope?
Um, I would say I could
I
let you
was
spend the advantages to finish tying the rope off
cool.
stealthily.
Yeah, awesome. I was thinking if it could be another that's great, but how I was going to frame it narratively was that like th that I was trying to tie the rope off quietly, but I got spotted. Rope tied off, but I am spotted.
Uh, a huge animal lies at the mouth of a shallow cave. It swings its head in your direction, revealing the canine snout and cavernous, slathering maw of a gigantic bear. The animal rises to 4 feet, then stands up on its hind legs, enormous head, easily twice the height of a man's. It flexes its paws, exposing claws longer than your fingers. And
Guys, climb up here fast.
we will need to roll some initiative.
Guys, climb up here fast. Real
So
fast.
I think
Right,
the
you got this
easiest
wolf.
way for me is to do that for everybody. Um,
Everything's fine, but you should get up here real fast.
They got this wolf boy.
oh, I didn't
Yep,
clear the
so
initiative
funny.
last time.
I want to have a moment where Timothy doesn't know that it's only wolves. He tries to communicate with the bear.
I can't remember how I did this. Okay, there we go. So because I think this is it's cool if you're not surprised, or it's vigilance. I think it's gonna be vigilance for everybody.
Okay, 4 green. Just regular.
I'm doing it for you.
No,
Sorry.
it's yeah, he's got a little button on his encounter manager that does it.
Well, the bear's going last.
I must have just woke him up. Guys, climb up here now, quick!
All right. So you hear
Oh.
him call over the cliff. There is a rope dangling down. You guys were probably close to the bottom of the cliff, so it would just be. I think any roll is going to take your action, so you'd have to spend your action to climb the rope to get to the top.
I think in order for you to go around the long way, you'd also be taking an
You'd
action
probably
to, like,
be spending an action to like dash and get here
move the
soon
whole
enough
way.
to affect it. So Javi or Arashi, you can either one of you can go, whoever's ready.
We
It's
can
gonna
do whatever. What?
be an athletics check versus 1 purple die to climb the rope.
It's 1 purple. Athletics. Yeah, 2 green in that. 1 purple, you said?
Yes.
Let's go up the rope.
Wow. What?
Killed it. Killed it.
Could have been
Climb that
bad,
rope
but
with
you
2
Like,
hands.
I
Climb-
levitate up instead of climbing.
Like a video game where you face the ladder, but they have no animation for it.
Exactly.
Are you going to attempt to climb the rope, or are you going to try to sprint around this edge, Javi?
Mm.
Yeah, I'll try to climb the rope.
Same thing, athletics versus 1 purple. A failure with 3 advantage. So, or yeah.
If I could use one of those advantages not to take damage, that'd be great.
That might be all 3 of them, but you can
I'll
kind of,
take it.
catch yourself on the way down. You might be able to. Like if they lure the bear close to the edge, you can definitely like use your bow to get a good glimpse down, or you can try. I'll say you still have your movement, so it's up to you on if you want to try moving partially um, through, or if you want to stay here and hope to get an angle on the bear as it approaches them.
Like to move.
Yeah, with us both up here, you might just be able to take the long way around.
Yeah, that's the
It'll
plan.
also give us a flank, so that could be a good idea either way.
So I believe like you can probably get here with around here with your move, and then you could spend 2 strain, I think, to gain a second movement and get most of the way around the corner. But it'll have to be next turn
I
before
think
you'll
you
be able to
definitely
see.
get in firing range that way.
You can definitely get in firing range next turn.
Oh yeah, no, I meant like if he did the 2 strain to move 6 again, then
Yes.
oh, I wasn't sure where you're measuring from because I can't see him right now.
So yeah. I can throw your token down. So if you'd like to double move, make sure to give yourself 2 strain.
Okay. 2 strain.
And that's probably the end of your turn this time. But you'll get them next time.
Okay.
Timothy, it is up to you.
I think I really do want to do the narrative thing where I'm gonna move like closer to the bear, kind of calmly. If 6 is my movement, I could get like around here, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just on vibes. So you're probably like medium to far-ish range. So you can move 1 or 2 range bands. I'd say if you want to
I'll
spend
just guess
strain, you
that's
can
like
like
80.
run up to it.
Well, I'm not trying to necessarily do that because what I was thinking is that I'm just calmly walking up to it like I was the wolves, and I'm gonna look into its eyes and try to blink a thought into its head.
Yeah,
It
it's
doesn't work.
definitely not working.
But I'm like, the bear, I think me and the bear are having a moment for a second, and then I realize it's just a bear, and I'm gonna like, God, it doesn't work. It's only wolves.
Oh,
It's only
you're
wolves.
having a moment. You are definitely having a moment.
But that's movement. Gosh, I don't think I'm not close enough to like hit him yet, and I don't really have any ranged attacks.
Yes, so anything that requires a skill check would be an action. So if you look at your skills, if you think you might try something, you could do that. Um, I'm looking for other things you could do.
Um, Gosh, I mean, I'm thinking unless I can do something like preparing attack for like if he
I
comes at me,
don't
then
believe
I'd
so.
like to make an attack. But that's yeah, okay. To that end, I think I might. Do you think I could use something like charm or coercion to like taunt him so that he's looking at me? And I think like mechanically the benefit I want is that like whoever would act next, I give them an advantage because I'm distracting this bear from the other 2 people around. I say advantage, but I mean like the blue die or whatever.
You can definitely make a coercion check, and that might, like, successes on that might apply strain to it.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, I want to, like everybody is told, to make yourself big and loud when you encounter a bear. I'm just gonna like bring my sword and shield up and at the bear. Is that 2 purple or?
Let me double check. 2 purple. Actually, upgrade one
Okay.
of the
Oh shit!
purples.
I
Never
hit the
mind.
button. Yeah, I mean we can throw the results of that out if you want to. Oh, it was a horrible result. So actually, if you want
Yeah, we'll
to
keep the horrible result, I think. Just
Oh, I
so
guess if my goal was to get his attention, is that as I get his attention in a bad way, or he looks past me?
yeah, I think so. Like, he's not shaken at all. He's bigger than you and he knows it. Um
Yeah, I mean, I did dream about him hurting a bunch of fucking wolves, so I guess that tracks.
it's up to you how you want to spend the advantage.
Oh, right, this is in combat. Let me see what I can do with those again.
And I've got
Oh,
the table if you want
let's
to
see.
random it.
I think I have what, 3 advantages to spend? Can I recover 1 strain and give a blue die to Oh, it says to next allied characters check, so I can't give like 1 to each of them. I can only give like 2 blue dice, or. Hmm.
Um yeah, if you yeah, I think
Okay,
so.
well, actually, what if I just did them top 3? Recover 1 strain, add a blue die to the next allied characters check, and what? Notice a single important detail in the ongoing conflict, such as a weak point on an armored car. Is that relevant here. If not, it doesn't matter. But
we'll say like maybe there's some like loose rock above the bear.
okay, okay. Well, cool. I will mark one strain down real quick. So I'm at 3. Oh, no, I keep trying to roll. 3 of 10. Whoever
And
goes
just
next
so you guys can
got
help me remember, this bear has the adversary trait, so all rolls against it have the difficulty upgraded. So we're going to be upgrading
Oh,
one purple
okay.
into a red every
A red.
time.
Okay.
But after your turn, the bear is going to have a go. And since you walked up halfway to it and taunted it, it's gonna say hi.
Hey, buddy. Those things I said before, I didn't mean that.
You have 2 melee defense, so I'm gonna add 2 black die. Lots of successes there.
I see. Ooh, 7 damage.
Eight
Critical 4.
damage total.
Wait, hang on.
The rightmost column. So your
Oh, I see.
soak
But
is 4.
so critical doesn't apply. It's telling you if it
Uh,
were critical.
if he had 4 advantage, he could spend 4 advantage to activate a critical, but he does not have
Gotcha.
4
Okay,
advantage.
okay. Does my soak value get applied to that?
Yes, so you will take 4 wounds.
Okay.
It also has the
Cool.
concussive and knockdown traits.
Oh,
So
nice.
um, you are staggered for 1 turn. I will look up what that means in a second. And he is going to spend his 2 advantage to trigger knockdown, so you're also prone. He just
All right.
completely overpowers you.
Ooh.
So staggered means, oh no, you cannot perform an action on your next turn.
Yikes. That's okay. He's focused on me.
That is true.
Wait, hang on. Does not performing an action include standing up? Can I not
That
even
would
get up
standing up would
next
be a
turn?
maneuver, so you could stand
Okay.
up.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Uh, back to the top of initiative, it is Avi. And let me vibe check. I'll say with just one maneuver, you can get in range of your bow, so you don't need to spend extra strain. You can get around the corner just enough to see, like, your friend just completely, like, barreled on. His shield is the only thing that's saving him from being torn apart right now.
If I have a shot, I'll take it.
Take the shot. This bear has, let me see his defense. No defense, just a lot of soak. So you can roll versus the base. I think 2 purple dice for the range you're at right now.
Oh, there was supposed to be a blue die on that,
Oh,
but we can add that to Arashi's, I suppose. I forgot to mention it.
I can just pop a blue die out right now.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, it did not
Well,
help.
all right.
But let me double check your weapon. So base 7 damage plus 2 extra damage is 9 total. And it has 5 soak, so it is going to take 4 wounds. You have 1 advantage you can spend if you'd like to. You can recover strain or give a boost to Arashi as you're kind of pinning it down and distracting it. Can you repeat that?
I'll give the boost.
All right, Arashi, you're next.
What's like our environment?
There's a cave right behind it. There's some rocks that are kind of precariously perched on the top of the cave, and it is also starting to storm. So storm clouds are gathering.
Hmm. Let me see if I can assist that storm in gathering right on the fucking bear.
You can definitely do that. Roll your magic attack.
Oh, don't
Channeling?
miss. I'm right next to it.
On the combat tab, there's a magic attack.
Been a while. Magic attack. Channeling. What am I changing?
Actually,
It's one purple die to a red die, and then add the
oh,
blue die, right?
we forgot that. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
actually
Yeah, I
for
noted that again that I forgot.
your
in
particular
hobbies as
skills.
well.
It's just going to be one red dice only, so you can remove a purple, but then upgrade the purple into red. So it should be just one red dice.
How do I upgrade them?
It's in
On
the
the
little buttons to the right.
right side, there should be like a red hexagon with a plus.
Yeah,
Or maybe,
plus we'll add the die, and the up arrow will
oh yeah,
change one of the purples into a red.
Okay, I did it a different way, but I did
Yeah.
it. So I got 2 yellows, 2 greens, 2 red.
just one red.
I think just one red. To get rid of it, just left click it, and it should disappear from
Okay,
the
so
thing.
just 1 red.
Yeah.
See if I rolled this right.
Wait, hang on.
And a blue.
Oh yeah, and a blue.
Yeah.
I'll throw in an extra blue for you
About the
here.
blue.
That might help.
That might help. Need that blue.
Oh, it did help.
It
It's
did
going to be
help.
extra damage.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's only going to cancel a failure. You did not get more successes than failures.
Yeah,
So
but at least it wasn't a failure.
so it's going to be a miss total because you need more successes.
5 advantages though.
Yeah, but you do have 5 advantages. So you like summon like all these the storm, it gets darker, and you finally just bring down lightning right next to the bear. But because it's kind of under the cave, the lightning more attracts to the rocks, and it kind of like explodes some rocks and scatters.
Get out of Timothy.
Definitely.
Yeah. If you had gotten a failure, I should say it should give me a black dice, but I think we can just give the black dice to the bear with one of those advantages at least for scaring the
Yes, you have 5
crap out of him.
advantages to spend. You can take a look at this chart here, or there's a random table you can roll. But one of them you could spend 2 to add like a black dice to the bear, so its next attack is going to be weaker, and then you still have 3 of them remaining.
I definitely want to do that.
So you still have 3 left over.
Oh, oops. What does 3 get me?
You can check the chart, or you can click the spend 3 advantage macro in the chat and
Yeah, I
see
was
what
about to
comes
say
out.
it's I've got a little also on the bottom of the screen. I've got like in the 1 through 0
You do not have
list.
permission to execute macro spin.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'll fix that later. That might end up interesting, or I can re-roll it. I think when we use this, we roll twice and you can pick one.
Definitely choose the melee defense if you're gonna go with that.
Yeah, because he swiped hard, so we'll go with that.
Cool. So keep that in mind if the bear attacks you.
Right.
After you, it's going to be Timothy, and you're just completely staggered. You barely push yourself up if you'd like to.
Yeah, it's like I stand up and try to recenter myself. I believe that's all I can really do. So I'm just getting rid of the staggered for my next turn, if that's what's happening here.
Yes, if you'd like to, you could spend strain to gain an additional movement and get away from the bear.
There's no attacks of opportunity in this game?
Correct.
Okay. I might just. I mean, the thing is he's probably just going to move right up to me and attack again. So if anything, I would be moving to like put the bear in a better position. But he seems in a pretty good position for both Javi and Arashi here. So like,
You could
I guess I just
possibly
put
try
him.
to lure him back closer to the cave by the falling rocks.
Oh, yeah, okay. I don't know if I can complete that whole maneuver. Arashi, next turn, you might want to move away from. This is where the falling rocks. No, I was
They
looking
were
at the wrong.
behind it.
Yeah, I was looking at the wrong cursor. Okay, so I don't want to go into this cave and potentially get stuck like in the cave from the falling rocks, but I am going to stay near to it so that hopefully I can maybe. That's a big ass bear. I don't think I'm going to be able to push him under it. But see if I can encourage him to like try and take cover in his own cave and be set up for that rock fall.
Okay, make sure to mark your 2 strain for that.
Yes, okay. 3, 4, 5.
Okay. I'm going to say there's a 50% chance he comes after Timothy, and like a 2 in a 1 in 3 chance it comes after Javi because he shot him, and then a 1 in 6 chance comes after. So I'm just going to roll a d6. 1 through 3 is Timothy, 4, 5 is Javi, and 6 is Rashi. 5 might be Javi. So
Oh
you
dear,
shot
Javi.
arrows into it. It is going to. I think it needs to spend some strain to run to you, but you're the only one who's actually managed to hurt it. So it will spend some strain, get enough movement to come to you, and he's going to come after you.
Okay.
You have 0 melee defense, so
Dearie me. We
But
did
he has a
did you imposed a black die against it, right,
yeah,
Arashi? Okay.
yeah.
I will add that. And he's going to do, instead of a claw attack, he's going to do a bite attack. Oh, he failed. He missed.
Hey, all right. I mean, that black die contributed a failure to that. All
Yeah,
right.
that's kind of how you imagine the narrative. Like, because of the distraction of all the lightning all around, he kind of stumbled and tripped a bit as he got to Javi and ended up missing his attack. So he was going to try to bite you and pin you down, but he can't do that. But still, I'm going to use the advantage to add a black dice to your next attack, just because kind of the fear of seeing this like massive bear
That's
just charge at you.
Snarling, stinky breath. Hotter than you'd think.
It's Javi, it's your turn.
Is there like a
Javi.
screen to get out of melee range with
No,
this
there's
thing?
you can just freely move away and attack. There's no issue.
Yeah, it was only strain for me because I was moving twice. I used one maneuver to get up and another to get away. Yeah, if you get over to me, I will immediately trade places with you. My plan was to charge at him next and hit him in the haunch there.
Okay.
I have a plan for that.
And I think you're in short range. So you only need 1 purple dice, but upgrade it into red and add a black because of the fear of being charged. So it should be 1 red and 1
Okay.
black. And use the combat tab so it has the damage all calculated and everything. Sorry.
Yeah, if you click on the item you have in your combat page,
Oh,
it'll do all
okay.
that skill and damage stuff for you.
Okay. I think that's right.
Looks right. Actually, you had an extra purple. I'll ignore the threat. So a success with 4 extra damage for 11 total. A big hit on him.
Yeah, I think with the subtracted 2 threat, you'd have 1 advantage.
Yes. So you can look at spending 1 advantage while I'm mathing here.
Okay. So I'm going to. Yeah, whoever's next, I'll give you a blue dice.
Well, I think Arashi's next up in the order.
Okay, yeah, you get
So
a
you
blue.
get one of its front paws, and it's kind of like limping on that paw now as it's, running around trying to chase all of you. Arashi, it's your turn again.
Okay, now back on the environment. Are there like grass roots around? Because what I want to try to do is like grass knot him down. Like use magic to make the roots come up and just grab him.
Sure, we can do something like that. It's going to be adding the keyword. Let me double check my notes here. You can add the keyword for knockdown. Yeah, I think that's going to work. So it's going to be 1 red and 1 purple dice, but you're getting a boost from Javi, so add a blue to yourself and use
What am I rolling then?
use the magic attack in your combat tab again.
Magic attack, you said.
1 red, 1
What should
purple, and add a blue to yourself. Javi helped, give you an extra success, and the attack
Hey,
hits.
yeah. That came out nice.
So in addition to the damages, you're kind of just like thorns and like crushing vines. Let me look up what these keywords do. So you knock it down, you kind of take its paws out from under it, and it face plants into the ground. And do you have any knowledge? Oh, you do have 2 ranks in knowledge, so it also gains disorient. Let me look up what that keyword
He's
does.
got knowledge.
thinking, motherfucker?
For the next 2 turns, it's going to have a black dice added to its attacks, in addition to extra black dice. So it's going to have an extra black dice as it kind of just face plants into the hard stone.
Nerd.
And it is knocked down, so you would get a small advantage if you were to attack it, Timothy.
Yeah, first thing, I see its paws go down and it fall toward the ground. I want to charge right at it and try and just strike it right at its neck. Right at its head, neck, face. I was thinking, this is more of a meta thing, but I could go with my sword, which is 6 damage, 2 crit, or my shield, which is 3 damage, 6 crit. It makes more sense to go with the sword, right? I think I'm just going to try and strike him in the neck
There's
with the
also
sword.
the 2-weapon fighting, so you can kind of attempt both.
Do I have that?
Yeah, everyone can do it, as long as you
Oh,
have a weapon in each hand.
okay. Yeah, in that case, I think with 2-weapon fighting, it makes the most sense to hit him with the shield first, and then the second attack is with the sword. So how do I do this
So all
mechanically?
you have to do is, like you said, pick which one is the primary attack. So you're picking your shield.
Yeah.
Let I have it somewhere. I made a whole note for this. Oh, okay. Well, I found it.
Okay, I was gonna say if it's if it's escaping you, no trouble. We can just do a single weapon attack.
So just make the basic attack with your shield, and the second one will
Okay.
hit by spending some symbols.
That is upgrade a purple into a red. So it's a purple, red, and that's it?
And because it's prone, you can add a blue yourself.
Cool. All right. I think that's good then. All right.
Okay, so you don't have enough advantages to also trigger the sword. So
Oh,
just
okay.
the
So
shield
it's like
hits.
you pay for a second attack with the advantages of the first one.
Yes.
Okay, duly noted. Well, anyhow, I run in there and smack him real hard with my uh, shield then. Also, just with these things for attack qualities, how do you trigger these? I remember you did that before. So like this one has knockdown as well. He's already knocked down prone, but if I were to want to do that,
If you
how do
hover
you do
over
this?
it, it says the
Oh,
bottom
requires,
paragraph
yeah.
requires two advantages. Inaccurate,
Yeah, cool.
that's something we need to keep in mind for next time. When you make an attack with a shield, add a black dice to it. It's
Yeah,
not
okay.
a particularly
Tracking,
good weapon.
I see
But
how that works. I'll keep that in mind for next time.
and the defensive and deflection is calculated into your base armor already.
Yes, well, anyhow, that is a move and an attack. I think that's all I've got.
So that particular damage doesn't get past its soak. So you like bash into it, but it kind of just shakes it off.
That's fine. I'll still hit him in the face with the shield. I
And
feel good about
he's
it.
going to spend a maneuver standing back up, and then I'll say he just comes after you, Timothy. We'll do claws again. He has a black dice from Arashi's disorient, and 2 black dice because of your armor. So 3 black dice total. And lots of failures on those black dice, so those are helping a lot. But
Yeah,
it's not
definitely.
quite enough, unfortunately. He's still kind of just
Hard to
with raw
compete with
power.
3 yellow dice.
He knocks your shield to the side and gets another scrape, kind of his claws barely scratching through your armor. So 8 damage minus your soak is 4 wounds.
Done.
And he will spend 2 advantage to knock you prone again. Javi. You guys have time to finish this
Hey.
tonight? You want to keep going or you want to stop?
Oh, it is 11:10. Yeah, we're at the top of the order. I stay up all night, so of course it's up to you guys.
Hey, you gotta work tomorrow.
I have to work tomorrow.
We can finish it
All
next
right,
time.
well, in that case, one thing I do just want to note in the chat here before I forget. One, we are killing this bear as a quest for wolves. And then the other thing, I am prone, so Javi can easily shoot
Yes.
over me.
You're prone and you're disoriented, or whatever the keyword is. Staggered.
Okay, note made.
All right. We will do some Traveler next time, and we'll be back here with the bear. Bye.